Hey, this is Susan's.
And this is Rita, and you're listening to Reali-Tea. Welcome back, everybody, to another episode.
Welcome back.
Welcome back, welcome
Yes,
back,
another
welcome
week,
back.
another episode.
Right? Another Real House of Durban episode, another messy episode, another episode of women just
It's
throwing
solid.
shade.
Very solid. I'm very happy. I'm very impressed so far.
Listen, all they do is they're just throwing. People are calling each other blue crusaders here. Hey, it's lit now. Now people are being insulted. Like
Wait,
they
who
really
called? Listen,
insult.
this is why I'm very like these recaps as well because sometimes there's certain parts that you miss out because like I'm busy typing notes. I don't even know who called who a blue crusader. I'm ready to jump in. I'm ready to jump in though. What are you sipping on, girl?
Angel called thingy. What's her name? Angel called Nonko a blue crusader. He's like, you know the crusader, the blue one. I was like, oh,
Yeah. She was in the blue one.
the blue
No,
one.
let me
I was
check.
like,
I don't know what she's talking about.
man. I
What
was
make
like,
of a
not
car is
like
that?
this. Someone
Toyota.
even put it on thingy on what's this thing called? Somebody put it
Instagram.
on Twitter. Yeah, on Twitter, somebody even took a picture of a blue crusader. I was like, not like this. Not like this.
I just googled it now, and I'm like, this is a classic. This is a classic. Faves, if you don't know, like, yeah, it's just a classic. I'm sure some of y'all are probably Gen Zs. You all weren't even born when this car was made.
Listen,
Was okay, 91. I wasn't even made. I was a year after. Damn, I was sort of an
you know
idea,
what I can
maybe.
appreciate? The fact that Angel's not that young and Nonku's not that old, but they keep coming for each other's ages. Like Nonku's not like 60
It
or
is.
something. Like she's not old, and Angel's not like 21 years old. Like they, but it's
Yeah,
hilarious how they keep shading each other's
it's been
ages.
the
Like
theme of the season, honestly.
yo, it's just hilarious. 'Cause it's absolutely ridiculous, but I'm here for it. What am I sipping on? I got a drink from anybody that knows Woolworths now. There's only one in Joburg.
Mm.
And they make this cloudy apple. They make a cloudy apple and rooibos iced tea. So I got that
Oh,
because I cleaned my house today, and I don't like cooking in the kitchen after I clean my house because I'm like, who's supposed to clean that up after I just cleaned? So I had to order myself a meal. Like I'm not cleaning
no,
twice.
that makes sense. Also, like, treat yourself. Like, hello, you did a whole spring clean in winter. Like, treat yourself.
Listen. And what are you sipping on?
I am having a Coke and water on the side because I still need to work out after this. So hey, I'm working on them legs and glutes. So
Okay, come through, glutes. Come through. You need to hit that
no,
era in your life where there's BBL allegations. That's where you need to be hit.
honestly, listen. The goal is to jump when I put my jeans on.
Okay. I'm here for that. And then I'll be the first one to start the rumors that you got a BBL. I'll be like, guys, did you know that Susanzo got a BBL?
Love it, love it. Get me
How
trending on
you
Twitter.
know
I'm here
you
for it.
how you know you made
Also,
it?
make sure reality is trending too. Make sure reality is trending too.
Honestly, that's how you know you made it. If people are telling just there's allegations going around that you had a BBL. Listen.
You're like, if I made it, is this it?
Listen, you've made it, but we hope you guys are sipping on something nice while you're listening to the podcast. And today we are reviewing the Real Housewives of Durban. Interesting episode. I think one thing I want to note before we start, like, so is Annie a friend of the show? Like, what's her role?
Right? I was very excited. I'm not gonna lie. Like, I'm actually like in this. I feel like her coming back. I was kind of like, actually, bring her back for season 6, guys. Like, I'm season 5. Like, doesn't need for us
As
to
a
take the
full
break.
time or a
But I feel like
friend?
she did it herself. So,
As a full time or as a
as
friend?
a full housewife, as a full housewife.
But she left the show.
I know she left herself. I know, but like, come back.
She's not gonna come back. And
I
the
missed her. I
reason
actually
why
missed
she
her. I
left,
kind of missed her.
I enjoyed Annie, and I think the last time we reviewed when she was still on the show, we both enjoyed her. I think the reason why she just
Mm-hmm.
left is because there's too much drama with her husband, and I think she refuses
Yeah,
to answer the questions that need to be answered. That's why I think she
yeah.
left.
The
Being a
question will
friend
be
is so
asked if
much
you are not.
easier.
Yeah. No,
Being a
I get
friend
it.
is
I
so
get
much
it. But then it's like,
easier.
okay, but then either you break up with us fully, or you don't break up with me, and then like 3 months basis, okay, you say you want to be my friend. No, it's not gonna work. Not
What?
how
So
I
like
work. Not how housewives work.
you'll feel some type of way because she's giving you a little taste, but she's not there full time.
Yeah, I do. No, honestly, I do.
No, I hear you. Because I'm enjoying her commentary.
I feel very
Also, I'm
attacked.
like, girl, yeah, I agree. Like, sometimes I'm like, just come back. But I get why she left. There's too many allegations going out there about her, man. And if that shit gets brought up,
Mm.
in an episode. Like, what is she gonna say?
Mhm.
What is she gonna say?
Mm.
Anyway, well, give
Honestly.
us your thoughts, guys. If you have any thoughts on Annie being a friend of the show, or do you want her to come back? I thought she was a great addition. She's part of the OGs for me, so maybe it's one of those things. Maybe she'll come back down the line. Who knows?
Yeah.
Yeah,
I think she will. I think she will. I think if her and the guru like ever split up, I'm not that I'm wishing that on them. But I mean,
yeah.
if he keeps being shady, girl, come on. But like if they break up, she's coming back. She will do a Porsche. She'll literally do a Porsche. I still can't
Listen,
believe Porsche just she did not even wait until he had gone on the plane. She was like, okay, deuces, like Andy, what's up? I still got you on speed dial. Hey, what's good?
and Bravo took her back quickly. They didn't even think twice,
Quickly.
and I
They are
love it.
excited. They're like, okay, we now we've got like an exciting cast, I think.
Yeah, I'm excited. I'm excited. But anyway, before let's get into the Real House of Durban, season 4, episode 10. So we ended off last episode with Slee meeting with RD. I was really hoping we'd get a continuation of that this episode because it was
Mm,
such a moment. Because now it just felt like she
it
met with
was.
him for herself. And I'm like, girl, you're supposed to take whatever you said to that man there. You're supposed to bring it to the group. That's what you were supposed to do. You know
Relates,
what I mean?
relates. That's true. That's true. There was a bit of a housewife misstep on from her on that part because
Yes.
I was enjoying her this episode. I think just watching this episode kind of affirmed to me that I actually did enjoy her this season a lot more than last season. I mean, last season she tried, but like, yeah, I just felt like she was a friend of Nonku. Now I feel like she's coming into her own as well as still being like shady towards Nonku. And you're right. I felt like there should have been a follow through, but reunion though. That's what reunion is for. So.
True. True. And maybe it'll come. Maybe on the trip to Namibia,
Mm,
we will maybe get some of that. I'm
mm,
hoping it'll come up at some point. Maybe not right now, but I'm hoping
mm.
it'll come up at some point. Like it has to. It has
Yeah,
to.
it has to, honestly.
So we start off with Sarisha, and she's meeting Angel for some shopping, even though no shopping was done. But anyway, and I love how Sarisha's like, I'm shopping. She's shopping at her favorite mall, Ocean's Mall, which is owned by her husband. So I was like, well, of
I wrote that
course,
down
she's
too. I also
shopping
wrote that
there.
down. I'm like, oh, not Swiss are plugging her more.
Listen, she said my favorite mall. She said you all better be shopping there. You all
If
better
you're
be
not, why
shopping
aren't you?
there, right? As if, honestly, as if we need another mall in this country. Like I cannot stand malls. Like
No,
personally, I
no.
can't.
It's honestly, and I'd rather have a lot more outlet malls than like malls. Like I'd rather have more outlet malls and like okay, if I want to go to Cotton On, I go to this outlet mall. If I want to go to like, hey, but then you're driving too much. Ay, ay, ay. Just order online,
Listen,
guys. Just order online.
I can only stand like small malls. I can do like a shopping center are manageable, but like guys, big malls are just a lot sometimes. But they
It is.
necessary. There's no clicks on the road. I have to go into like a clicks. I mean, into a mall to go see a clicks or a disc game. So like, it is what it is. Like, what can we do? But
Right.
we haven't seen Angel in a while, and I guess Sarisha wanted to catch up with her. And it looks like Angel's been dealing with some personal stuff, and her mother hasn't been
Mm,
doing well health wise. And she didn't feel comfortable sharing it with the ladies, but also the ladies that she felt comfortable
mm,
sharing it with, she didn't have time to tell them because of the whole situation that happened with Maria, and she left. So nobody in the
mhm.
group really knows about what's happening in her personal life, you know.
Yeah,
And I
sure.
think,
And I
and
mean,
I think another.
it makes sense
Sorry,
as
go
to like
ahead.
also. Oh, sorry. No, I was saying. I guess it also makes sense to like why it's like right now or then with the whole beef was not the right time to even share that because now it's like
Yeah,
okay, but now I'm fighting with you. Now I must give you a hug. Like yes, it's the right thing to do, but this is awkward. It's gonna look like So yeah, right time is right space for
yeah.
everything.
So what was also a shocker is that Homegirl is single, full on single.
I'm shocked. Remember I told you I've been telling you that like that man from episode one that one scene that they shot that one scene he was giving me isms already. So I'm not even shocked. Like more power to her, girl.
No facts. Like I personally would low key be embarrassed. I'd be like, yo, not me putting this man on television, and then only for it to end like while I'm filming. Like it couldn't even last the season. Rather you say
No,
you
and
you
she owned
you
it.
broke up. No, she owned it.
Mm.
She owned it. So she's also single, said she called it a day, and she's putting herself first. And it looks like Sarisha is also there to support her. and her and Sarisha have built like a
Mhm.
really good relationship. So that was a nice scene to watch. And
I mean,
then
look, yeah, and
yeah,
that's true. But at the end of the day, like, I think that's also it's a good ally to have. Sarisha's a good ally to have, you know.
true. No, very true, especially this
Also,
season.
not hopping on those, not hopping on those. That's what style regeneration. What? Sarisha, put us
Yeah,
on
her
too, girl.
spa. Yeah, she's like, no,
Put us on
come through. It'll
too.
help you heal. I was like, what spa is this? What is Sarisha doing? And I'm here for it.
I'm
And
here
I'm
for
sure
it.
at that spa, she tells people to have 10 to 12 cups of green tea a day. I'm sure that's her advice, like how she's living now. And somebody on Twitter, I saw somebody was like, how is that possible? Like, how is she having that many cups?
Like, with what time? With what time? She should be drinking green tea right now. If that's how she drinks, she should be having one right now.
No facts. She hasn't. She's getting into bed and she's having a cup for sure.
For sure.
Like, there's no, yeah,
Probably
for
two.
sure she's in bed right now having a cup of
Probably
green tea.
two.
And honestly, I also have a question. Like, do you enjoy any other teas? Like, there's just so many other teas around, or you just fucking with green tea
Ah,
full time.
we stick with
Like,
green tea.
yo,
That
and
is
I
wild. That is
listen.
wild. Like,
Green tea is
the
not is
how
an acquired
how
taste.
bowels are moving.
Listen, and it's an acquired taste. Let's be real. But the next scene we have Amy, and shocking enough, I mean not really shocking, but I guess I don't know, maybe in this day and age, not it shouldn't be, but like it's her
Mm,
first ever therapy
mm,
session, and like
mm,
kudos to
mm,
her for starting that journey. Um,
mhm,
and really, there is no right time to start. Like there is no bad or wrong or right
mm,
time to start. Like whenever you feel ready, take the leap. But she says that she's
mhm.
on a healing journey, and and then sorry, before I continue, did anybody notice Amy's interviews are so dark? Like, did anybody see how dark it was in her interviews? There's like a shadow
I didn't.
on the left hand side of her. It looks very dark. I was like, it's an
Not a
interview.
shadow.
Like if you see Sarisha's interview, the lighting in that interview versus Amy's, there's a
Mm,
very clear
mm,
difference. And it really bothered me because I was like,
yeah,
an interview is supposed to be bright. You're supposed to see what you're wearing, see your face, the
yeah.
glam. Like it really
Also, it's just
bothered
supposed
me.
to look bright. Like it's supposed to look like it's always daytime. I don't care if we're recording at 1 a.m. Like it's daytime right now, and you're looking, your face is beats. You know what I'm saying? Like it's just supposed
Right?
to give daytime. I don't want to see no shadows. Like it's breaking the illusion.
Right. Right. So it was
Mm,
it really
hmm
bothered me a lot. But Amy said she doesn't open up easily, and she's always had to be strong. She's had to like be strong for her siblings, and also now for her two
mm,
children. And she's a single mother, and the kids are getting older. They're asking questions, and her son is asking questions about his
mm,
father. And as we know, things didn't end well with her ex, and she doesn't even know where to begin. And I think for me, what really broke my heart with what she was saying is that like things didn't end
mm,
well with her ex, right? But like she
mhm,
still needs to keep the door open for her son to have a relationship
mm,
with her with his father.
mm,
And even though this
mm,
person caused
mm,
you so much pain, you need to rise up and be the
mm,
bigger person. Yo, it really broke my heart for her because I was
mm.
like, if she didn't have a child with this man, she wouldn't have to see him ever again. Yo, it really broke my heart
Yeah,
for
and
her.
it'll be a much easier healing process as well, you know? And like, I mean, I just want to say for her, like kudos to her for putting out such a like vulnerable scene. Like it's your first time at
Yeah.
therapy and you're putting out in front of for the world. Not even just because now Durban is like, it's on Paramount, right?
Yeah, 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 it is. Was it
Yeah, it's on
Peacock?
Paramount. So
Whatever
like
it
this
is.
is like yeah, or Peacock. Yeah, I mean this it's on a global like, level. So like kudos to her, honestly. And I feel like that's also like giving it's my personal books is giving her like a bump up for like a next season status.
Mm, mm.
And what else did I write here? Oh, what I liked is when she said, if oh gosh, where's it now? Oh, if you want different results, you have to try new things. I like that. I like
Facts.
that. And I think
Facts.
I appreciated how honest she was already in her first session. Like the therapist barely did any pulling. She barely did any. She. I think she was there at the right time. Like guys go to
Yes.
therapy. Like even if there's no good or right. It's just like let's just say there's no good or right time to start therapy. There's no good or right reason to go for therapy. Even if you want to go, just be like,
True.
hey man, I just want to chat. You never know what will come out as you're chatting.
Yeah.
Like it's their job to pull out things of like, okay, this is why you're subconscious like this. This is why you think like this. This is why your inner child is like this. But yeah,
Mm,
like kudos to her.
mm.
And then like honestly, it's just I think the hard part for me was her talking about how she's to fill in that gap. I think that's also like one thing
Yeah.
that I'll take away from, like, whether it's a break from breakups in general or like or grief is like grieving a relationship is like that gap, and like having to
Yeah.
fill in that gap, So it was such a nice thing to see. I really did enjoy
No,
it.
true. And I hope she can start having like
Yeah.
honest conversations with her son whenever she feels ready. It's
Mm,
hard like she said,
mm,
like she doesn't even know where to begin. But I hope she keeps the door open
mm.
for her son to have a relationship with her father with his father if the
Yes,
ex wants to
yes,
also
as
have a
well.
relationship. But I like what the
Yeah.
therapist said at the end. She's like, I need you to like forgive and let go.
Yes.
And that's a
Yes.
lesson
She
for
was she was
all
like,
of
I want to
us.
say, are you ready to be in a state of like I'm healing? Like, and she couldn't even admit that. In my head, I'm like, oh, that's a small thing to say, but like actually it's a very big thing to say because like I'm healing is like I'm ready to forgive, I'm ready to move past, I'm ready to yeah. And that's a lot to
Yeah.
move past from. It's a
Mm-hmm.
lot.
No,
Kudos to
true.
you,
And
Amy.
like funny enough, like even today I've just been thinking about like friendships that I've lost and I was like, actually have I
Mm,
forgiven those people or have I let those
mm,
things go? And I know I haven't because
mm.
I was like, some of these bitches got me fucked up. That's what I keep thinking in my head. I'm like, actually some of y'all got me fucked up.
If
you
I see when
know?
it's on site.
You know what I'm saying? Like if I see that person today, I'm definitely not gonna speak to them. And that's how I know I haven't let it go or I haven't not
Mm,
forgiven that person. Do you know what I mean?
mm,
Like it's
mm-hmm.
a very hard process to go through to let go. Like it's easier said than done for sure.
Yeah.
Like you
And
have
because
to
also a lot
be,
of
I
the times
guess.
like oh sorry, no, you're saying, friend?
No, no, no. Go ahead. I was done with my statement.
Oh yeah, and I think it's the hard thing about forgiving. It's easy to forgive someone if like they're in your circle and they want to say like I forgive you. It's then it's like oh it feels nice. Oh I did something nice. And I got it in return. It's an even harder thing to be like I forgive you and I've let it go. And like
Yeah,
you don't even know that I've forgiven you or like but I've forgiven you. Like that's an
yeah,
even harder one I think.
yeah.
So
No, you're right.
yeah, tough.
No, good for her. Thank you
Life
also
is
for
tough.
her for sharing that with us.
Thank
It was
yeah,
nice to watch.
truly.
Yeah. Then we have Slee, and she's meeting up with Annie. Honestly, watching the scene and then what was to follow really made me laugh because there was no
Mm.
fashion this season, this episode. But anyway, like
There was no fashion.
there was
Nah.
no
Where
fashions,
was the fashions?
and it's
Seriously. And
giving.
like I even wrote it in my notes. Also, in my notes, like I want to talk about like the outfit that she wears, the outfits she wears in her confessionals. I don't think I found a nice
No, not a single one.
post confession. I don't think so.
Not a
Like, and I'm
single
like,
one.
baby, you said you're the fashion queen. Where are the fashions?
So
Where?
that's what people have been saying
It's,
online.
it's
They
giving
said
it's giving fashion overstressed, overstretched.
over.
Never mind financially overstretched.
Listen, that's what people have been saying online. They're like, really, Slee, really saying, like, talking about her fashions as if she's some
Like,
kind of fashion killer.
why did she do
Okay.
this? Why did she do this to herself? Like, there was no need. I'm like, please don't do this. Please don't, man.
Yo,
Now I'm gonna have to look at your fashions and be like, but where are the fashions? Now she made me
bruh.
do that. So I'm so, girl,
And
roll
there
on
were no
yourself, honestly.
fashions this episode. It was giving Amy where she said she was launching her lingerie, but there was no lingerie to launch. Like, where are the items for us to view so we can see?
Ah,
It's giving She by Sheree.
that's gonna be much honestly.
Like, but anyway, she's meeting up with
She
Annie.
are they still selling? Let's see if they're still selling. I'm sure they still sold out.
Go
That
check She
one,
by
I doubt she.
Sheree. I'm sure it's still there. But Slee is meeting up with Annie to get some business advice, and we know Annie is a marketing guru. So
Mhm.
she wants to, yeah, get some advice and for them to talk business and hopefully, I guess, build some kind
Mhm.
of partnership. But besides that, because really, let's be honest, they weren't really talking a lot of business. It looks like,
Mhm.
and I need
Mhm.
clarity on this. You'll let me know if I'm wrong, right? Because then
Yeah.
Slee tells Annie about what's been happening with Maria, the fact that Maria is now back, back with Joku, and now is Joku Ma, and you know,
Mm.
and it looks like so then Annie says that Jojo and Annie, well, Jojo has called Annie and they've spoken about Maria. So I'm trying to think, was this last season? Or she's talking like now, while they were filming this season,
Mm.
Jojo was calling
Mm.
Annie talking about Maria. Because Annie seems to be
Mm.
confused as to why Jojo is now friends with Maria again.
Mm. Mhm. Mhm.
So I don't know, I
I
need a
feel
little
like
bit of clarity.
yeah, there wasn't any clarity on when she said that, but I feel like worst case scenario, it probably might have been like 2 months, 3 months ago, kind of thing. She's like, girl, we just
Mm,
spoke about Maria right now, like, and I'm not surprised. I'm honestly not surprised. I hope that Maria is watching this, and like, I don't want Maria to be like, like attacking the girls. Like, why would you? No, she needs to realize she needs to go to therapy as well. She needs therapy herself because this is just further affirming my point that like Maria is just she's just floating by, and will stick to whoever
Mm.
like wants to stick with her or whoever will give her more clouds. Because I don't know. I'm not gonna say I don't trust her Neil's friendship, but I feel like it could be a thing of like we'll find out, oh, she's not friends with Neil anymore because something happened, and it's like, yeah, but also you now, like, who are your friends that you're choosing? Like at the end of the day, you're starting to look at yourself. Hey, if you keep on losing friends, it's like, okay, but babes, what's going on? Let's chat.
Let's chat. Let's
Yeah,
chat.
so
No,
it was
true.
weird. It was very weird. Yeah, yeah.
Yeah, it was weird. So I mean, I think I'd like some clarity about that on at the reunion just to figure out like has Jojo been speaking about Maria, even though Maria this whole time has been thinking that Jojo and her and Nonku are all best friends.
But they
And
keep
meanwhile
telling her. So she
Jojo
keeps telling her she's gonna listen.
and facts, and she's gonna learn the hard way if she's not careful.
Mm-hmm.
Because
Mm-hmm.
never forget, like, you know what it reminds me of, like Survivor. You know when someone's like, we might be in an alliance, but there's always somebody at the bottom. And what Maria fails to realize is that she's at the bottom of
She's at
that
the
trio.
bottom. She's
She's
at
at
the
the bottom.
bottom. She really is. And I feel like she'd be in if she stuck to the other alliance. Not that I'm saying that she'd be at the top, but there's more space for like we're allowing everyone to not feel like they're at the bottom. You know what I'm saying? Like I doubt they'd make her feel like they're at the bottom.
You hate to see it. You hate to see it.
Mhm.
But speaking of, speaking about Maria, homegirl dramatically so decides to take a polygraph test that nobody asked for, and it was never that serious. The allegations were never that serious that you need to get a polygraph
They
test.
weren't.
Because if we're
They
being
really
honest,
were.
this whole dick riding thing is just absolutely absurd and funny. Like,
Mm.
it's not
It
that
is.
serious.
It really isn't
So
that serious.
she,
Like even the whole thing of like, oh, what will my kids say? I'm like, please, those kids can see that like that Neil is, he's not for the streets. Come on, guys. Like, please, just how your son to laugh it off. It's okay. Like he'll grow some chutzpah. But yeah, and it's funny that you said that. Like, yeah, no, like there was no need for the scene because even I wrote here, this was a very dramatic scene.
but I think what
But I feel
annoyed
like
me is
it's
that
just another thing. Like she kind of did it. I think she did this to shoot too for her husband. I think she's quite scared of like, hey, what's my husband gonna think now? Because hey, and she still needs to get that bag, man.
facts. But we didn't even like. Did we get to hear any of the questions that the examiner was asking? Like, what did he ask?
Yeah,
Or
we
did I
didn't see
miss
that. They,
that?
they cut that. They cut that. Yeah, that was another production issue, which is a shame. I was so happy. I finally thought we were gonna have an episode with like no production issues, but that was a production issue because it literally cut to like Neil coming in or something like that. So it looked like Neil was they're still gonna ask Neil the questions, but then Neil's like, "Oh wait, can I call my friend? Can I call my friend?" So it was for like for witnesses. So yeah, that was weirdly done. And
Yeah,
where were the
because
questions?
yeah, you're right. Like, we didn't hear any of the questions. Jiggy Jiggy, we just jumped to the results, and it's like, but what did you ask her? Because all he said is that there was no deception indicated, and she passed. What did she pass? All we could have known is they could have asked
What?
her, "Did you eat an apple this morning?" And then she said yes. Like, I don't know what they asked her.
Ah. And also, like from what I know, is how it works is they'll say question one. Question one is there was deception. Question two, there wasn't. Like that's how I know it. So, okay, what happened?
And
Maria,
then
did you just hire
for
some
her,
polygraphers and
and
down the
then
road?
she has the polygraph test. She doesn't even bring the results to the group event. So what was the point? Who was the
Mm,
polygraph test for?
mm. Wait, was there a polygraph test? Was it all a lie? Was it all a lie,
Actually,
guys?
was it all a lie? Like, actually,
Was it
that's the
all a
real
lie?
tea. Was there an actual polygraph test? Because we don't know. Because I don't have any printed
Like, where is
results
this? We're
that
gonna walk up
she
to the
needs to.
reunion.
She needs to bring them to the reunion. She should have brought them to Sleaze event. Like, nothing.
Mm.
Wow, what a waste
Make
of time.
photocopies. You know what
Facts.
I'm
And
saying? Like drag the moment because
true,
yeah, I feel like
true,
Maria, I'm not sure. Maybe she might stay for another season because like she is drama, but I feel like her herself, there is no drama because this was also in my head, I'm like, okay, either she's done this for like to like to appease her husband, or she's done this because she's like, I actually don't have any scenes, guys. Like I need scenes. So this is a nice like solo scene for myself to shoot. But then at the same time, I'm like, okay, but then drag the moment, sis. You're a
true.
housewife, drag it. Make photocopies.
Yeah,
Like a huge copy and put it in the middle of that thing where there was supposed to be fashions, but where was the fashions? No fashions.
facts. You see what I'm
Joggers.
saying? But you're right. Honestly, if that was me, like you said, you make photocopies, I would have enlarged it, put it in a frame, taken it
Moments.
to
It's
the
a moment.
event, like drag it out to the point where they feel sick of you. and tired of
Mm-hmm.
talking about this one thing. She should have made I would have taken
Mm.
photocopies and given them each a copy and be like, read it for yourself.
Whereas
Read it in a week.
I don't write dick. Like,
Facts. Facts. So, but we'll get to the rest of that conversation about writing dicks and things like that. But we have
mm,
Amy meeting up with Slee. And what I found odd about the scene, like there wasn't really much to talk about if we're being honest. But like, what pool was this? Like,
mm.
do neither of them have a pool at their homes? Like, you just went to some pool to go sit. Like, where were they?
Yeah, that was also you're right because they were in the bikinis as well. So I'm like, y'all really pack bikinis? And it's not even a house, but yeah, it was weird. It's not even a hotel
Like,
that you're
where
staying
were
at. You
they?
just at a hotel.
Yeah, I was just it threw me off. Like we're so used to seeing housewives having a pool, like especially in this what we've seen in this group over the seasons. Somebody's
Mm,
always hosting like a pool thing, like at their house or whatever. So I was like, where the hell is this? Like, where were they? Like, it was
yeah,
weird.
yeah. And also, like, I mean, yeah, that was a bit weird. That was a very weird scene. I think maybe she was doing it in a sense of like she was playing producer in terms of like, okay, I'm tired of showing the same old scenes, so let me like give
True.
a different view
Variety.
or a different location. And like your
Mm.
home, baby, your home is also very nice home.
Yeah,
Like
she
let's
really
just show
does
it
have
your
a
home.
nice home.
We don't. It was
Very true.
unnecessary.
Honestly. But I guess the takeaways from this scene was that the next group trip is in Namibia, which I think is a beautiful idea. Like Namibia is
Oh,
beautiful,
so
so
excited for that.
that's great. And then also Slee
Mm.
is dating a doctor. I don't follow her on the socials, so I
Yeah.
did not know that she was dating someone. Interesting.
Ooh, love it for
And he
her.
looked cute in the picture that
Get
they
that.
showed. He looked very handsome.
Ooh. Oh, did they show a picture on the camera
Hmm.
on TV?
On screen, yeah.
Oh, because I was typing. Wait, I was typing. I was looking down, so I didn't see that. Oh, okay.
Yeah, he's good looking, yeah. Cute guy.
Mm.
And then the next scene is we have Sarisha at home and she's with Vivian, her husband. And firstly,
Mm.
Vivian looks like he's making a documentary about his life, and he's had a very full, exciting, successful
Mm.
life. So might as well share his story.
Mm.
And another two takeaways is that Sarisha just spoke about how they've spent so many years together, and so many people doubted that they would even just
Mm.
last. And here they are,
Mm.
2 kids later, 20 something years together. Hey,
Mm.
they've made it. They made it
Doing
beyond
them
at
wrong.
this point. And
Doing them
then
wrong. And honestly, like,
not
uh,
not him. I mean, love it for them,
yes,
but he gifted his
yes,
children penthouse
yes,
apartments.
yes. And also, I'm like,
Listen,
where are those penthouse apartments? Is that Miami or is that Cape Town?
no,
Regardless, it's a
Durban.
penthouse. Like, oh, it's Durban.
Yeah, they're building
Oof.
something there. It looks like one of his developments, but it looks like the penthouse is already taken because the
Oh,
kids already have them.
that makes sense. That actually makes
I love
sense, and
it.
I love that. You know, honestly, like, hey man, if you've worked hard enough to give your kids a soft life, and they're proving that, like, they're not proving that, like, they're rich brats, then like, hey
Yeah,
man, why not spoil them further? You know, like, why not?
no, true, and I love how they just said it so casually. And I was like, I love this for the children. Let them have their penthouses. Who are
Oh,
we?
because like when she was saying, as she was saying, it's like when they cut to her confessional scene, and she was like, huh, like the like Viv's gifts. In my head, I'm thinking of like, why did he get them cars? Why? It's well, I
You
bro,
know,
penthouse. I'm like, yo,
listen,
this is
property.
money that is like lanes of us, lanes,
He
many
said
tax brackets above us,
property.
many. Yo,
I love it
no,
for
that was
them.
nice. Also,
So
like,
yeah,
to you for giving us a genuine like homey scene that like only a matriarch can provide. You know, like the scenes are like where they chill with
true.
their husbands and they chat about like, oh, we've done it for so long. You know, the Karen and the Bob Huger kind of scene. Like, shout out to her. Like,
Yeah.
she's working overtime. So she is working overtime for this housewife thing, and I'm here for it.
And listen, as the only other housewife that has a husband, it's nice to also see her give his have a scene with her husband. Like I'm
Mm,
sure Vivian is a busy guy,
mm.
she doesn't have time to be on camera. But the only other person husband that we really do get to see is Bube. And at least
Wait,
this episode we didn't get a lot of Bube, which has been great. But that's the only other
wait,
housewife that we get scenes of her and her husband. It's only Jojo and Bube. So it's nice to get Sarisha
it's
and
the
Vivian
only married
together.
ones.
That's true. I mean,
It's the
guys,
only
on the cast, there's only 2 married people.
yeah, yeah.
When
I mean, listen,
Annie was
we
around, it
we
was
we we
3.
all, we all knew that like Housewives was never a show about women who are married to husbands. No.
True. True. And then before we get to Sleazy's event, she's at home and she's making making a phone call to her father. And we knew that this was
Mm.
coming up because she knew that she had to speak to him at some point. But she just
Mm-hmm.
tells her dad about her therapy journey and how she's been exploring her relationships with men and her abandonment issues. And basically what I got is that she's just trying to tell her dad that a lot of the issues that she has, he's at the root, and she wants him to go to therapy with her. And the man just says he
Mm-hmm.
doesn't need any therapy. He's like, he's not willing to do it. He doesn't need it. And it's like, you would think
Mm-hmm.
that instead of him making it about himself, he would have said, I
Mm.
will go to therapy for you to help you through your
For my
journey. Because
daughter.
that's all she wanted
Yeah.
to hear. You know?
Yeah.
Any
Yeah.
thoughts?
No, very true. Very true. I mean, I like how it did end on a positive note. Like I get where
Mm,
you're coming from. I just think that like, ish, yeah. Unfortunately, like our people, we still have a lot of like unlearning to do in terms of like therapy and what we think therapy is for and like where therapy can fit in, like we have a lot of unlearning to do in that aspect, but I do like how it ended in a very positive aspect, like
yeah, no,
she kind of,
true.
because when he first became defensive, I even wrote him, I'm like, oh god, this is exactly what her spiritual father said, like be careful that when you
Mm,
talk to him, you'll be talking to a man and not and not your father,
yeah,
but eventually I think he did realize, he was like, actually, fuck, like you're my daughter, I'm sorry that you're going through this pain, this therapy thing, I'm not here, I'm not at that space yet, but like I'm sorry that like I've made you feel like A, B, and C, and that you can't come to me,
yeah.
and like, oh, like it really, it did warm my heart a little bit at the end. I was like,
Yes,
oh,
no,
that's so
true.
sweet. Like even when she said something, and you could see like her feet were like even doing that little like shaky thing of like it's just happiness. She felt warm inside, which is
Yeah.
it made me feel warm. And
Mm,
thank you for being so vulnerable as well, Sleep. Damn, these girls
yeah.
are like coming through.
Listen, because she also speaks to her dad, and I think maybe this was maybe what softened him up a little bit more is that she's like her other siblings have parents to run to. Her mother passed away.
Mm,
This is her only living
mm,
parent, and she doesn't have much of a
mm-hmm.
relationship with him or a good relationship. So I agree with you. Like he
Yeah.
did apologize and he did ask that they communicate better. So hopefully for her, that's the
Mm-hmm.
open door that she's been looking for. And I hope he doesn't disappoint her.
Mm.
Like it's an open door, it's
I
an
hope
olive
so.
branch. Let her communicate with
Yeah.
him better and
Yes.
call him, let's talk and see where it goes from there.
Let's
And
hope
I
that they'll
guess
be spending Easter together, spending Christmas
you
together.
know
Yeah, exactly.
exactly. So I guess
Yeah.
she just wants, and she did say at the end that she just wants her dad to be present, and I can respect that. Like it's her only living parent, and I think that's fair, you know. But
Mm-hmm.
I think it's a
Mm-hmm.
tough relationship to navigate, especially when your parents get older, but you get older. Like as much as you might be family, people lead individual lives, and I think because she doesn't
Mm-hmm.
have a great relationship with her dad, he's living his own life, you know. And I
Mm-hmm.
think it might be harder for him to be present, and he has his own priorities and things like that. So hopefully she gets what she wants. And I think at the end of the day, what people
And
need to
it seems like
realize
she has a lot of stepkids as well, so he's
is,
stretched.
yeah, and
It's
I
like
think
she's
people
financially
also,
overstretched. He's father overstretched.
I'm dead, not overstretched. This overstretched thing, it's a theme.
It's
It's
a
a
theme,
theme.
honestly.
But yeah, no, great scene to watch. Maybe she'll get him into therapy, but it doesn't look like it. But at least she had the phone call with him, so it's still some kind of
It's always
positivity that
follow
came
through.
out of that. Yeah.
Yeah.
So now we get to the messiness. It's Lee's event, and let me just start off by saying, because in the beginning she said that she invited everybody. After I watched the whole scene, I literally wrote in my notes, I
Mhm.
actually forgot about Zaba.
Where's
When
Sooj?
I I watched the whole thing, not missing her one bit. I even
Yeah,
forgot.
I didn't miss it either. I feel like she's messy. There's no need for Sama. She's messy.
Oh
Like
my god!
unnecessarily
On that
messy.
note, can I just share something? So I was with my mom over
But
the weekend, and then we just started. So
but
we were talking about Potomac, and her mom's like, "Yeah, she likes
mm,
Giselle." And I'm like, "Mom, that's a red flag, but okay, live your life." She's like, "She
mm.
likes Giselle and Robin." And
Oh,
I was like,
Potomac
"Ooh,
as well.
that's a bit
Potomac
of
was
a
included. That last episode. That last episode.
listen."
Not the reunion, but the last finale. The finale they cooked. They cooked.
Listen.
Yo,
So then we
yo.
start talking
Oh,
about Durban. And then her mom said she's a fan of Jojo and Nonku. I said, Brenda, you are a walking red flag. I said, no way do you like those two. No
ma.
way. And she's afraid of Joe
No.
Kuma. I was like, you are. I said, Mom, that's your problem.
No.
You're part of the issue. He's
No,
a fan of
no.
Jokuma.
Imagine your mom's debut, your mom's housewife debut is being a friend of Jokuzama.
She said she
Imagine.
likes Zama a lot. She's like, Zama, very independent. She speaks.
A
And
lot.
I was like, Mom, did you forget that nobody liked her at the beginning of the season? Are we going to forget that? I don't know. I
So
can't look at my
wild.
mom the
Did you forget
same.
that she that someone faked a hijacking?
Hijacking.
Like this is so wow. This is
I can't
wow.
look at my mom the
Wow.
same.
Actually, you know, maybe
After I
I
left
feel like
there, I
we
was
need to
like,
bring your
no.
mom as a guest. I feel like it's official, guys. We're bringing Rissa's mom as a guest onto our show
Yeah.
for the
Because
reunion.
I need an explanation. I couldn't look at her the same. I was like,
We
wow,
we
this is
need
an
also
issue for
we
me.
need someone like a differing opinion, like an opinion, a different opinion. You know, we need someone
No,
with different
true.
opinions. So yeah,
Yeah, no, she's a red flag. She's a red flag. I said I can't look at her the
I'm
same.
dead.
Like it really changed
I'm
everything
so
for me.
dead. I'm
I'm
so
never
dead.
talking about Durban with her because we're gonna get it. We're gonna start arguing because we just see it differently.
You guys will
Like
start
I will.
arguing. Actually, yeah, maybe it's not like a guest. Maybe it's not. Yeah,
Yeah,
so
we're gonna
tricky.
fight. We're gonna fight.
Now
But
I'm
anyway,
calling a life coach. I'm calling a life coach live. And I'm like, guys, this is not the kind of tea I wanted to be serving you guys.
like I was shocked, guys. But honestly, if there are people
Wow.
that listen to the podcast and really do enjoy the dynamic of Jojo, Nonku, and Zama and
Mm,
that whole thing, or you really do like them on the show, like I don't think they're necessarily bad for the show. I don't like their personality. Like
mm.
I find them to be mean girls. But if you do like them, I'd love to hear your thoughts on that. Like I'd love to hear a different opinion.
As well. Like we're more than happy to listen. We might disagree, and that's okay. You can disagree with us too. That's life.
Thanks. But yeah, sleazy event. And yeah, she's invited everybody. Husbands have arrived. The sign.
Can you call it an event? Really?
Well, I literally wrote your sleazy event. Then in my head, I was like, what is this event about? Was she just hosting? Like
I
she's just
know.
hosting the late. Only to find out that it was supposed to be her fashion launch or whatever.
I
And I was like,
know.
where are the fashions?
Where are the fashions? Also, like, what kind of name is it? Fashion meets sunset. What the fuck? Such an ugly
Yeah, I know.
name.
And honestly, if somebody gave
Durban
me
ladies,
a
I
theme,
don't know. They need to talk about how they name their things. B2B, what A to B? Wow, wow. You know what?
and
No,
honestly, if somebody gave me a theme like
no.
that, something something sunset, I'd also be like JoJo and rock up in black. Like I'd be like, I don't know what you're talking about. I'm gonna just wear what I want.
And you do love wearing
Like
black, my friend.
fags. But also Nonku rocked up however she felt comfortable. Like who followed the theme?
And then why
Who?
were they playing gospel music with her when she came out of the car?
Yo, that thing finished me.
And then how the gospel music, like, do you know, like, it turns into like something dark at the end when she made that shot. I can't remember what she said it was shady, but I was like, hey, bro.
Yo, the gospel finished me. I was like, no, yo, that made me look. I was like, why? Like, why?
Also, I've been listening to Sunday Service Choir, the album, Jesus is Born. Oh my God. Brilliant. Brilliant.
You need to listen to Jesus is Excellent. Excellent. Oh, such a great song. Jesus is Excellent. That's a beautiful song on that.
Oh Lord,
Yes.
how
How
excellent. Oh,
excellent. Oh, it's a
oh,
beautiful song. That's a beautiful song. But anyway,
yes.
besides the gospel music that they played on Durban, all the ladies arrive looking however they want to look. And
Mhm.
obviously, Maria has brought her husband Neil, and Neil has too much to say, so obviously he was going to be there. Sarisha
Mhm.
brings her backup husband, Warren,
Shady.
and it looks
Shady.
like Neil
Shady.
and Warren are not in a good space. So Sarisha knew what she was doing, and I'm here for it. Make Neil feel uncomfortable. I'm here for it.
Yeah.
I'm
Put them
here
off
for
their
it.
game. Put them off their game.
You
Because
know?
it's also like a way of saying, Anissa Mary, you don't fucks with me. So I don't fucks with you either. Cool. This is my way
Facts.
of showing that. Yeah.
Facts. And then also, obviously, Annie's there. And then also Mabusi shows up, and I literally wrote in my notes, it's like, it's a full house. Like, it's a full house today. Like, everybody's here.
It's a full
And I
house.
forgot
Yeah.
that Zama was there, but everyone's here. Like, so she tells the ladies that her fashion line was inspired by what happened last season, essentially, and it's called Financially Overstretched. Extremely petty, horrible name, but this is Housewives, so I'm here for it. Like, call it what you want.
And
Like,
it's
she
a
can
switch for
call it
me. It's a
anything.
switch up for me. Then she's like, oh guys, I know where you're for fashions, but you guys are the visuals. You're the visuals, baby.
But then in her interview, she's like, she grabs nothing from creativity wise from the lady. So I was like, so you just lied because you had no fashion to show, so you had to make something up. Like, girl.
Slee, what do you do with chats? Like, I'm just like, Slee's delusion is so wild. Like, it's absolutely wild. Nothing. I mean, none of those ladies have been giving fashion. Like, right in that event, I can say, Maria was okay. She was dressed cute. It was giving neon, though not fashion meets sunset. Joe's outfit was cute, just not in the theme. And there's one more person who I actually liked what they were wearing. So I'm like, you said you pulled nothing from anyone, even your best friend Sorisha. If I was Sorisha, I'd be like, babes, you find your own flights to Namibia. Find your own flights.
Not to find your own flights.
Honestly. No, because I'm giving fashions. Like I'll be like, I'm giving you fashions for the last two seasons I've been pulling. Okay, not last two seasons. This last season I've been pulling, and now you're saying no one. No, that's rude. You're rude, actually.
No, it is rude. But guys, go catch yourself the limited edition of Financially Overstretched. Who knows if it's even out? Oh gosh, things are falling. I was literally about to Google if it's actually out.
I
I want
doubt
to
it.
go to no, highly doubt it's giving Sheba Shere.
It's giving you
Like
pressure, honestly.
I want no
Joggers.
joggers.
Did you notice how Annie asked her when she was like, okay, what kind of fashions are we? Is this? Are we giving something? Are we giving joggers? I'm like, oh, shady. Not you saying joggers. Not you saying joggers. That's very shady.
Even herself, I'm sure Annie probably was like, "You called me to that meeting to waste my time." Like probably Annie knows. And I'm looking at Slee's profile now. Let's see.
Nothing.
Nothing about fashion here.
We'll come back to next season and she'll still stay in production.
She's wasting our time. So yeah, then we get into the drama, and right off the bat, Maria's like, Slee, I appreciate the invite, but I'm here. Me and Neil, Neil and I are here to confront certain situations. And I thank you, because really this event was not about Slee's fashion. This is the first time that the ladies listen, it wasn't about that. This is the first time that the ladies have been together since Drakensberg happened. So this is the perfect time to talk about everything. So obviously we talk about Dick riding situation. And I'm surprised that even when she brought it up, Maria did not talk about the fact that she had a polygraph test. Like, she didn't say anything about it.
So
like,
what is the point?
Was the point?
Exactly. Actually, you're right. I didn't realize that. What was the reason then?
What was the reason? So yeah. So anyway, she says, so I think the whole issue was that Amy brought it up. She said, "Am I the one that's dick riding or whatever?" But now the conversation is around who said that it was Neil. Like, who said that? And they go around and round and round, and it really doesn't matter who said Neil. At the end of the day, Amy's the one that started it. But Amy does say that everybody in the group was talking about it. And then somebody else chimes and said even the makeup artist at this fashion shoot or whatever asked if Neil and Maria are together. So now if somebody's asking if Neil and if they were together, like, I wish somebody had like made an example or had like done it, like made a demonstration of how were they positioned? You know what I mean?
Yeah. Like,
I'm
it's
so
still
curious.
very much in the air. It's still very much in the air.
Yeah, very much so. But I think where Maria's losing the plot a little bit is that Amy never was not insinuating that Neil and Maria were doing anything outside of what happened at that. She was never insinuating that. But I could understand where maybe somebody might think something. Yes. So I think that's where Maria's issue is, especially because she's like, my son could see this and, he could think something's happening with Uncle Neil and Maria. So, I mean, I guess we have to be empathetic to what she's saying. I mean, I still think it's absolutely ridiculous, but it is what it is.
It's giving white bitch all over again. It's like, okay, I guess we have to be understanding of it, but like, really.
So then Angel also chimes in and she says, "But Neil, let me ask you, was Maria not sitting on you?" And Neil says that Maria sat on his legs / lap or whatever. And he's like, he
Mm,
said, everyone has
mm.
sat on my lap, a dog, woman, man, even a plate. I've had things on my lap before. I love it when he said a plate, and I was like, wow, yes, even a plate can be on your lap.
I was like, classic. Okay, that was a good one.
But he said that it doesn't mean that he was trying to fuck her, and I can agree with that. And Amy says that
Mm-hmm.
this had nothing to do with Neil. It was just all about Maria. And essentially, this is Housewives, guys. You come for me, I come from
Mm.
you. You shoot below the belt, I will go to hell. I will cut you where it's deep.
That's
You
it.
come for me, I come for you.
That's it.
Point blank, period.
Yeah. Mm, mm.
Like,
And
and that's what Amy
I
was
like how
doing.
also Amy like owned up to it. She owned up to it. She's like, listen, I'm sorry, my nigga. You called strays, hey, Askis,
Yeah,
but I was coming for you because you're coming for me.
exactly. And like she apologized. She's like, I wasn't trying to insinuate anything that you were sleeping around or fucking anybody. And she's like, obviously, I don't
Mm.
want your child to be bullied or whatever else for a situation like this. So I do apologize. But essentially, she's like, I was hurting you. You hurt me. I hurt you. Like it was just tit for tat. And it was in the middle of it was a
Mm.
heated moment. So at the end of the day, I'm sure Amy was never gonna bring that up if they never got into an argument. But that thing was in the back of her mind, so
Yes.
she was like, this is the right time. Now let me say something.
I've got this
She's
ammo.
like,
I've
oh,
been waiting. Come,
listen,
come at me.
listen. She kept that in the archives. She kept it in the archives.
Yeah. Yeah.
Um, so then we jump to Angels tells Neil about, I guess, that her and Maria had a situation, and she's like, I tried to apologize, but Maria didn't want to speak to Angel. And Angel
Mm.
says, but Maria, multiple occasions you have acknowledged my growth. And she says that she doesn't expect Maria to accept her apology, but she wants Maria to know that she's remorseful and that she's apologizing for what happened. And I hated how
Mm-hmm.
Neil was like, he's like, I got this to Maria. And I was like, is he Maria's like spokesperson? Like, why didn't she answer? He's like, I got
Mm.
this.
Mm. And
Excuse
he was
me?
also a bit defensive. Him and Nonku were quite defensive.
Very. Neil came ready to fight.
Mm.
His energy was giving, I'm here
Mm.
to defend Maria. I'm here to fight. I'm here, like, I have a lot to say.
Mm-hmm.
Like, it felt like he has a lot of, resentment or anger towards some of the women. So he was like, yeah, this is not about the fashions. I'm here to speak. That's the energy
Fuck the
that I was
fashions.
getting. The fashions are gonna catch
Yeah.
strays. I'm gonna keep talking about how he was launching a fashion. I mean, her line, but there was no
Wow.
fashion to show. I'm never gonna let it go because
Wow.
you're wasting our time. Like, where's the fashions? Where?
No, lies. Lies
So
eminently.
so then Maria does. Oh, so Neil says how, but why? So he's like, if she asks, well, Neil asks if Angel can just stop doing the same shit over and over again, and I can agree. Like, and we've said this in
Mm.
earlier episodes. Angel is very reactive. Like,
Mm.
she doesn't think before she speaks.
Mm-hmm.
So I
Mm-hmm.
think people just need to accept that she's probably gonna overreact or react to something again.
So yeah, so I mean, like, I get it. Like, when as someone, if you have social faults, I would say like it takes
Mm,
a lot of time for you to like get out of the faults, or like it's one thing to note them, it's another thing to do work on them. Like that's the harder
true.
part. So it's gonna take her a while. You're right. It's gonna take her a while. And I think the longer that she's on the show, it's gonna take her even longer.
Facts, because she's always going to be triggered. The women are always pushing her buttons. And I think also what I want to
Mm,
acknowledge, like I was talking to a friend about like Candace on Potomac, and she was just like, also people need to
mm,
realize that Candace just doesn't go off on Twitter or drag the ladies for fourth on the show because she just felt like it that day. Like she's also responding
mm,
to what's being said about her.
mm,
And I think a little bit of that
mm.
is happening with Angel. Like she's also responding to some of the things that the ladies say
Yeah,
about her, or sometimes, and I feel like sometimes
yeah.
she really does feel disrespected. So her reactions might be below the belt, but it's also like
Mm.
it's her response. So just don't fuck with her then. Don't come for her because then she's gonna go to hell and really really offend you, and you won't know what to say. She's gonna call you a blue
To
Cressida,
the
and then
seventh
what are we
circle of
supposed to
hell.
do? Like she's gonna call you a blue Cressida. What are we supposed to do? You know what I'm saying? Like don't come for her. I don't know.
Why? Because she has a body like a blue casita.
Yeah, that's what she was. I think she was just coming for Nonku's age. I don't know the blue crusader thing. It just made me laugh. Like I don't know what she meant by it, but it was hilarious. Like,
I was living. I was
it was
honestly
just
living.
hilarious. But I think also Maria made some good points. She's like, she does see the growth, but she feels like Angel takes 10 steps back. And I think that's where some of the
Mm,
ladies will have issues. Well, some of the ladies that have issues with her will
mm,
struggle to build a friendship with her because it feels like we
mm.
go forward and then it's like something shit hits the fan
Then get
and
triggered.
we
I don't know
move.
what happens.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah. So I
yeah.
feel like it's gonna be a recurring theme with some of the ladies that she's gonna just gonna go 10 steps back every single time. Um but then
Mm,
obviously Maria being so far up Jojo and Nonku's ass, Maria says that she's not the only
mhm.
person that deserves an apology. Also Jojo and Nonku deserve an apology. I could understand maybe Nonku, but I was like, where does Jojo fit in? She was just there to defend Nonku. Why does Jojo need
Mm.
an apology? I was like, maybe
Why should
Nonku
we
we
drag
can
into it?
say, but
And I think
Jojo,
also like also the wild thing. Oh, sorry. The wild thing though is like she has like all these like Maria tried to apologize. Thing is tried to apologize to her. What's her name? Angel tried to apologize to her, but like she has never said like I forgive you. Or but meanwhile, have Jojo and Nonku ever said we're sorry to her?
girl, girl,
Let's talk about that one.
facts no printer. Facts,
Mm.
no printer. No, but it's true. And this is why I guess I have an issue with like Maria's friendship with Jojo and Nonkun. It just doesn't seem authentic. I'm just like, these
Mm.
girls dragged you for fourth. And here you are so
Mm.
far up their asses that they've even added you to Jokuma. Like, well, now they've added your name to the acronym. So like it's a lot. It's just a lot.
How everyone that acronym become now? Like it's too much.
No, true, but personally, rather we say Jokuma, I'm not gonna say all three names. Like, rather they have
Yeah.
an acronym.
Also, don't forget Zama. Don't forget Zama. It's four names now.
Yo,
Don't forget Zama.
Jokuzama. Oh Jesus. Oh, Lord Jesus. And then also, and then Angel does acknowledge she's not there yet with Nonku. She still needs to process
Mm.
that. And I think it's only fair
Mm.
because also Nonku hit below the belt, so she feels like she doesn't. And maybe honestly, Angel feels like she doesn't owe Nonku an apology, and that's okay too.
Yeah.
You know.
Yeah. No facts. Facts. Literally.
And Angel does acknowledge that with Maria never hit below the belt, but she feels like with Nonku has hit below the belt. And now this is where the
Mm.
insults. Now Nonku's like, oh, this girl. Then they start throwing insults at each other. Angel says that Nonku's intimidated by her. Nonku says that she looks better than Angel. And then Angel calls Nonku a blue Cressida. And I'm just like, yo, things have escalated fast here. Like, they don't like
For
each
me, I
other.
just don't know why. I just don't know why Nonguku was so worked up from the get go. She was ready to fight. She was ready to fight from the get go.
Yeah, facts. And she didn't
Mm.
have to say anything because Angel
Mm.
wasn't I get that Angel was talking about her, but what Angel was saying wasn't like anything that warranted a response, to be honest. Like she just said, I'm not ready
Mm.
to talk to Nonku about it. I'm still processing, essentially. That's what she said.
Mhm. 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 Mhm.
And then once that situation is done, we move on to the next. And Mabusi's here. And as we've seen when they were, well, as we heard when they were in Drakensberg, Mabusi would like to apologize, and she's very remorseful about.
Mm.
She feels really bad about what happened and calling
Mm.
Jojo a white bitch. And I was even talking to another friend while we were walking our dogs, and she was like, "I don't understand why it was such a big deal. Like being called a white bitch ain't that serious." But hey, here we
And
are.
it's that's
Here we are.
honestly it. Here we are. Here we are now. She has to apologize, or forced us to apologize, as JoJo's like giving her like minimal interaction. But she did kind of warm up to it at the end, right? She did.
True. I guess. I guess it's one of
That
those
was Nonku.
situations
Nonku was the
like,
one who was the influence.
oh, facts. But I think this is one of those situations like, do
Mm.
you just let it carry on forever, or you just like accept the apology and
Mm.
move on? Like, you don't have to speak to Mabusi again. You don't have to interact with her. You don't have to be friends with her. So like,
Mm.
accept the apology and let's move on. Like, well, they're
For
never gonna
yourself.
be friends. Yeah, they're never gonna
Yourself
be
being
friends.
accepted.
So essentially,
Yeah.
Mabusi
Yeah.
apologizes. Surprisingly enough, Jojo accepts, and she's just like, "I hope you can sleep better at
Mm.
night." And that's the end of that. And then, funny, I don't know how I felt about this, but after Mabusi apologizes,
Mm-hmm.
Sarisha just comes in jiggy jiggy. She's like, I also want to apologize She says maybe I misheard or misunderstood the situation, and Maria is not feeling it. And I think honestly, as much as I'm enjoying Sarisha, this didn't come off like genuine at all. Like I'm so sorry. Like I just feel like she joined
Mm.
the apology bandwagon.
It's like, oh, while the train is moving, let me just quickly,
You know what I mean? Like, let me just add myself so that I can have some kind of redemption. It didn't come off genuine. I honestly would have preferred if she just kept quiet.
Okay, that's fair. No,
So
that's true. Actually, very true. There's no need for that.
there really was no need. So yeah. Sarisha announces the next group trip. The ladies don't know that it's Namibia, but we know that it's Namibia because Slee spilled the tea to Amy. And I was just like, Sarisha is brave, shame, because I was like, after the last group event, I would never, we're not going anywhere with these ladies again. Like, ain't no way. Y'all were trying to physically fight each other. Where are we going? How are we going to hop on a plane?
She's fighting for that bag, bro. She wants to eventually be on Housewives Ultimate Girls Trip. That's the game plan.
Did you see who's on an Ultimate Girls Trip, though? Nonku.
Whoa, what? Wait, what?
Hey, when are you not on the socials? You need to be clued up. There's an Ultimate Girls Trip happening.
I'm screaming. I'm
screaming.
Well,
I think they've already done. They went to Jamaica.
Is this for season 6 or season 7?
I think it's just the. Let me just double check. Hold on. Let me double check if it's because I think Chioma is also a part of it.
Oh, so it's international.
Yes, they went. Yeah, it's international. Hold on, let me see.
I'm loving.
Trip. No, I'll tell you now. Okay, yeah,
4 seasons of House of Cards.
Okay, so the latest Real Housewives spin-off, and I think it's just the.
Yeah, that's X-Wise Club. Yeah, that one I know. That's the one with yes, yeah.
Hold on.
It's not New York Girls. It's the upcoming one. They're saying it might not ever air. Oh shit. Reading an article now. Season 5.
Oh yeah, that one is not gonna air. It's not gonna air because it's a legal matter.
Yes, because of Brandy. Yes, Brandy.
Yes,
Brandy.
Yeah. So this one, the Real House of Ultimate Girls Trip South Africa. So they're gonna have joining on the vacays La Conco, alongside the ever glamorous Londi London. Also they're gonna have some girls from the Real House of Gqeberha, the Real House of Joburg, and Nonku's gonna be a part of it.
Oh my gosh, this is amazing.
Yeah, so they went to Jamaica.
This is amazing. Please send me that article.
Yeah, okay, I'll send it now. I'll send it to you on WhatsApp.
Did you see I sent a thing. You said I sent a link to Shiba Sheree Rivals.
Yes. So they said it's going to be Crystal from Real House of Joburg, Beverly Stain from the Real House of Cape Town, La Tonko from the Real House of Durban, Letabo LeJoy from Joburg, Liz Prince from the Real House of Gqeberha, Londi London from Durban, Melanie Viljoen from Pretoria, and Nonku Williams from Durban. So
So, is this official? Is this done by Bravo? This is like a Bravo.
No, it's done by Goat Productions. So it's locals. It's the Real Housewives Ultimate
It's a
Girls Trip
local
South Africa.
one.
Yes.
I'm living for this.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh, it's amazing.
So it's gonna be
Thank
fun.
you, Reali-Tea gods. Thank you.
So it's gonna be fun. So listen, look out for that. We'll definitely be reviewing that. That's a lot of personalities, and I love that it's multiple franchises, and we do have a lot of franchises.
It's also giving us homework because everyone watched all of them. It's giving us homework to watch those seasons.
Yeah, so that'll be exciting. But just to end off this episode 10, I love just to end it off. I love how Sarisha brought up that Annie, Sarisha, and Maria were all besties, and then Neil was like, "Were you guys really besties?" And then Sarisha was like, "Maybe Maria was faking it." And honestly, at this point, I think Maria was faking it because she doesn't like Sarisha. They never liked each other. I think it was never meant to be, and it is what it is.
Why doesn't she like her? I don't get why she doesn't like her.
True.
I could tell.
Honestly,
I
don't know.
she didn't like her.
Maybe it's a personality thing.
Yeah, maybe.
Maybe it's honestly a personality thing. But yeah, what did you think about the episode? What are your thoughts?
a very strong episode. Honestly, a very strong episode. I feel like I have very little cons to this episode.
Yeah, same.
So yeah, I'm very happy with it. The technical faults have been smoothed out, ironed out. I will give this a solid 8.8.
Nice,
A
nice.
nine, actually. I'm gonna give it a nine. Let me give it a nine because it had balance as well. Balance in the emotional scenes. I'm giving it a nine.
Yeah, true. I agree. Like I thought it was a
Mm,
very strong episode. As
mm,
yeah, I was when I saw 50 minutes, I was like, yo, I'm gonna be sitting through so many boring scenes. But it really
mm.
they weren't really too boring and they were short enough
Yeah,
and still
yeah,
interesting enough. And as much
yes.
as the group event was really long, it was still entertaining. Like I think the ladies got through a lot of what they needed. They spoke about what they needed to speak about.
Mm,
Like it
mm.
got
And there was a lot more resolution than there was
yes.
yeah.
Yes. So I can get that. So I thought it was still very entertaining. I mean, Neil really came there to argue. He came there to
Mm.
fight. He was ready. So yeah, I mean, he can stay
And
as
Slee
a
really
husband.
came to like troll us and say she's the fashion queen.
Yo, yo, yo. And Slee must start showing us receipts about her being a fashion killer. I want to see. I
Yeah,
want to see
same.
this. Because honestly, I just think Slee's just a pretty girl. I don't think she has fashion sense, but she's just
Mm,
a really pretty girl.
no.
Like she's standing on the face.
Mm, I
Very,
agree with you
very
there, honestly.
pretty. Like I don't think she. But listen, to each their own. But I hate her confessional looks. Are they giving? It's
I hate
very
them. I hate them.
matrony. I don't like them.
Yes. It's giving Durban July 1994.
You know what I'm saying? Like it's not working for me. Like it's not giving fashion. It's not dramatic enough. But you know what? Let her
Uh,
believe what she wants to believe, and let her give us financially overstretched. And we bet like Amy and Slee owe us. We are owed. We need to see those fashions.
I
Like there's no way we can. We're
love how
on
you haven't forgotten
episode
about
10.
Amy's loungewear. I forgot about that one.
I'm not gonna forget because wait, like at least she was honest
Yeah.
and said the designer wasn't ready. But it's fine. The season is long. At least by the end of the season, show us something. Pictures.
I
I
love
don't
that.
know. Like, why tell us you're launching something if you're not going to show us anything? No way. Don't waste our time.
Once. Mm.
Don't waste our time. Actually, let me go to Amy's socials quickly before we end the episode because I have questions.
What's
Okay,
your
it's not
rating? What's your
even.
rating as well?
Oh, my rating is 8.5. I thought it was a strong episode.
I love it. Love it.
Yeah, so I love it. Okay, there's nothing on Amy's profile about her lingerie, so it
Of
doesn't. It
course. I'm not
doesn't
even
exist.
surprised.
It doesn't exist.
Oh,
If for
just like
anybody
there's nothing
asking,
on Sleeves all about financially overstretched.
so it doesn't exist. So essentially, they're just
Okay.
liars. They're liars.
They're
That's
liars.
the
They're
vibes I'm
liars. They're
getting. They're
liars.
liars. The lies, guys. But anyway, let us know what you thought about the episode. I'm going to put a poll up to ask whose fashion line are you excited to see, Amy or Slee? That's what I'm going to put as a poll for this episode. That's my poll.
That's so shady. It is so
Because
shady.
which one are you excited to see, Susan? Which one are you excited to see, Amy's or Slee's?
Neither one is coming out. Neither one is coming out.
But if
That's for
they
sure.
were, who would you be excited to see what they do, Slee or Amy?
I think Amy because I mean Sleaze because I'm being shady because I know she's gonna give us a mess, but
Yeah,
Amy's will give us a more like sleek. She will give us like what we need, like in terms of fashion, but in lingerie. Amy's is gonna be. I mean, Sleaze is gonna be a mess. The events will start 90 minutes later.
guys,
Yo, no,
it'll be a
yo,
mess.
it's gonna be a mess. It's gonna be a
It'll
hard
be a
episode
mess.
to recap. That's for sure.
And already the name sucks, so I really don't have high
They
expectations.
suck so much, so much.
Like what is financially overstretched? Like it's
What
not
is
like
that?
anyway. So yeah, thanks so much for listening, guys. We hope you enjoyed the episode. I hope you were sipping on something nice
Mhm,
while you were listening to us. Please follow
mhm,
us on Instagram at Reali-Tea, the letter T underscore SA. Let's keep the
mhm.
communication going. DM
Please,
us if you'd like to be part of an episode. We are happy to review an episode
yeah,
with any of you. We'd love to get a third opinion on the podcast.
mm,
Yeah, we hope you guys
more than happy
enjoyed
to.
the episode and give us a good rating on Apple Podcast, Spotify, on YouTube, wherever. Just give us a 5 out of 5.
F.
Thank you so much for listening, guys, and we'll see you on the next episode.